On this episode of the Roundtable, we have Teddy Ginn Jr. What a freaking interview.
This is an absolute banger episode.
Yes. And you did some good stuff not being weird, which people look forward to.
Yes.
Yes.
I can say that I'm not the fastest person to be on the podcast anymore.
I said that, and I couldn't wait to say that. Danny.
Yeah, I mean, it blew all expectations, like no questions. I mean, we didn't even hardly talk about football. I don't think we did.
No,
We're way
at all.
deeper than just playing sports, fellas.
Yeah, it was really just all about talking about why he's Ted Ginn or how he became so.
The Roundtable brought to you by MaxEverMuscle.com. For all your supplement needs, go to MaxEverMuscle. Roll to the episode. Episode 3 to Roundtable. I'm your boy Cory G. That's at Small Arms Danny, Teddy Ginn Jr., at Trey Speed, and the graphic gangster himself, Cole Susac. Man, special guest. Definitely the fastest guy on the show, even though Trey ran track at Akron. I don't think you got anything for him, Trey. That's why we call him Trey Speed.
Okay.
Welcome to the show. What's up, Ted?
I'm good. I'm hanging in.
Man, longevity, bro.
Yeah, it's a good
right?
thing. It's a good thing.
It's a great thing in that league.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yep.
One of my favorite players since day one. Just a lot of memories because I'm 43, so I was kind of in that age group. I was around the campus around that time, and I know a lot of the guys I've trained with over the years that you play with, and so it's been fun to watch everything that your dad's done, man. That had to be special just to see that mature overall, because I'm sure you've been able to help a ton, obviously with playing and coming back. So I'd love to hear you talk about that for a sec.
Well, thanks for having me on your show.
Yeah, man.
I'm glad to be here. The support that we all have for each other is big.
Yeah.
No matter what we're doing, But as far as the deal with my dad and being able to be like I was telling Gary earlier, like just being able to be that real life like monument.
Yeah, man.
Like you always catch a statue, but you never catch the live statue, I would say.
Yep.
And just being able to go out and be the dream, or be able to say, hey, what I'm saying is real. Look at my son.
I'm right here.
Like,
yeah.
That would really carried me a lot through my years of playing. Just trying to be that guy for our city, to where I could motivate another kid without being there.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Making my father dream, or what he telling the kid is true.
Yeah.
And
be the example.
Be the example. Be the live example.
So that's part of your why.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I always, continue to try to get another year, fight for another year. Because every time I fought for another year, I felt like I survived, or I made another kid.
Yeah.
I made another kid dream be true. I gave another kid an opportunity, or I just uplift my family. So just doing the deal was more than just playing sport and just playing football. Like,
sure.
It was a family business, I would say.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and you could see that from afar too. That's why I wanted to ask that quick, because I know proving that it's possible is so important. That's what I talked about with Troy's, like, when you're right here, you're coming back, you're around what your dad's got going on. It's like they can see you, they can touch you. Like, from a business standpoint, I always think when I go and can witness a business and I can look under the hood, it makes me believe I can, I know what $3 or $4 million business, I can build that. You know what I'm saying? I see what Teddy's doing. I see the way he's working. I see that just makes them kids believe one more notch. So all that stuff you said, man, it's huge.
Yep.
It's huge. And they need that.
Yeah. So, I took it a step farther, where I went and I got all the babies.
Yeah.
So I have Ginn Elite.
Okay.
Which it's a travel team. We play football, basketball. We run track.
How much fun is that?
It's great. My basketball been kind of rolling through my best friend and his son, which is my godson. Just got a Division I scholarship to Detroit Mercy.
Oh, that's amazing.
He played basketball.
Yep.
So we've been playing basketball for a while. So we probably on he 19. We caught him when he was in the 4th grade.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we've been established for a while at basketball. I've been on football the last 5 years, so I'm going to my 5th year as far as football. And, I did the Pop Warners. I did the Muni League, and then now I'm in the AYF.
Yeah.
You know, and that's considered the unlimited football, where your age, and if you 300 pounds, you can play. If you're 100 pounds, you can play. Like, it's just your age. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I got into that, and I go to nationals for track this month, where I'm taking about 30 kids from
The AAU.
AAU.
Yeah, hell yeah, I went to that before.
So I'm going down there, and I'm taking from 8-year-olds to 18-year-olds.
Yeah, that's an awesome experience.
You know, so I'm just diving back into the younger side of it, to where I'm trying to teach the sport younger. So by the time they get to high school, you see what they just did in college, you know, and they can survive in the league.
Yeah.
It's not going to the league. It's surviving.
It's surviving.
Like, and it's hard to survive if you don't have the tandems that some of us got as a young kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? Just learning X's and O's as a young kid can go a long way. Learning the terminology as a young kid go a long way, because nine times out of 10, when you have the talent, they ain't giving you the knowledge.
They push along. Yeah, for sure.
You know what I'm saying? Once that talent run out and you ain't got the knowledge, then you're done.
Well, and the percentage that gets to capitalize on the talent is so small, which you understand, obviously. So it's like, what's some of the things that you are staples of how you've taken care of your body this long? Shifted that, because there are a lot of people that are in fitness based that watch this podcast too. Obviously, your tenure in the career so long at this point. Is there certain things that's like, you hear about LeBron spending $3 million on his body and doing all this stuff? It's like, what's some of the staples for you?
Well, you know, I just pay attention to my body a lot.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm achy, I'm achy. You hurting, you hurting.
You shut it down a little bit.
Shut it down.
Yeah.
You're like, you know, got to speak up. You got to put yourself around different people that want to make you right, not their program or what they have going on.
I'm sure you've seen that.
In tune with you.
Yeah.
And how you move. Not how he move, not how you move, how I move. Because we're different. We're all different human beings. If we was all the same, then we wouldn't have half of the things that's going on out here.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So that's some of the things that I look at when I'm going to, like, stand in North Carolina. And you have a list of guys you want to work out with in the off season. You know what I'm saying? You might go try them out, see how they is, but you want to go to that guy that's going to treat you how you want to be treated. Can look at you and say, hey, man, you tired today.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I believe in that type of skill work as far as training. You know, finding somebody that respects your body, not their program.
Yeah. I think that's a huge problem for a lot of people, probably.
Because you get somewhere, and I'm 14 years in the league, and then you're going to tell me I need to teach you how to run?
Come on now.
Like, don't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't come here to get taught how to run. I came here to
Unless
help
somebody's
you out.
beating you by 2-3 steps. And even then, I ain't trying to let you'd have to really if I was you, they'd have to really impress me with some speed.
Yeah. So, you know, that was a lot of things, and then I paid attention to the young guys that was coming out.
Yeah.
So I had Alvin Kamara around me. He took into me as an older guy, took into him as a young guy. We came into New Orleans at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So we was getting the playbook and everything at the same time. So as the offseason went, you know, and he came down to Miami, and I was staying in Miami. He showed me different people that he had hooked up with, and I started just working out with him.
That's what's up.
And then that kind of carried me, you know, through the years, because you got to realize I came out in 2007. The sports world had changed.
Yeah.
Like, lifting weights, the way you lift weights didn't change.
Yep.
Like, now when I used to ask for bands, they used to tell me it was a week workout. But now you do 2 hours worth of band work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. That's all Tom Brady talking about.
Now you get what I'm saying?
Right, yeah.
So it's just like all the times that I skipped out on the bench press and the squats at Ohio State, you ain't even doing it now probably.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just the timing of the years and what's going on, the different people coming up, the knowledge that is out here now.
Yeah,
you know,
way
as
different.
far as, you know, lifting and eating and different things like that, and the nutrition side of it. You know, people are really getting into it because it's just not about being healthy for football. It's about being healthy for life.
keeping your inflammation low is so key to stay in the game.
So I went through that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
You know, that was, something that caught up with me later on in my career, which I gave up meat, gave up liquor. I gave up different things for like the last of my career.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Just because of the wear and tear that you have, on the body, not from the league, but just period.
Yeah.
I've been playing football since I was 7 years old.
A long time.
You know what I'm saying? I'm only 36.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's a long time. I done put so many miles on me through track. Like, I've been running track since I was 8 years old.
Yeah.
Like, damn. So, once you get in there and you start taking them couple hits and different things like that, you get that wear and tear, and you don't actually see it. You start feeling it.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then when you start feeling it, you be like, man, what is that?
I ain't felt that before.
You start looking at your wife like, baby, like, can't get out the bed.
Yeah.
But
that's I love getting that perspective, man, because especially being a vet at this level, seeing the game change quite a bit, seeing the way the workouts has changed quite a bit because you've been in it so long. It's just good to hear that perspective, and you have to adapt or die, right? And so some of the things that you were probably doing early on, you didn't realize how good they was for you because you was skipping the crazy heavy stuff, it sounds like. Yeah. And really a lot of speed guys don't mess with that stuff anyway. Already fast.
Yeah. So
yeah, I mean, so that's pretty common, I think. Trey did a lot of strength training when he was at Akron. Yeah. But there's a lot of guys, the speed guys, that always.
Yeah, I neglected like strength training totally until like I got farther in my track career. But when I really adapted to strength training and everything like that, that's when my track career really turned up and went elite though.
Yeah. And it is the certain things that you did in your track workouts that made you go that way.
Yeah.
Because you don't change. Like, you're going to run a 400, you're going to run a 300, you're going to run a 200.
Exactly,
yep. But if I ain't doing single leg squats, or I ain't doing this, I ain't doing that, to help me understand why I'm picking my knees up and putting them down, then what it's all about.
Yeah. I just want to know, like I've heard of like a lot of guys like in the league, they always say like the culture and like the team environment of going from college to the pro. Was that ever a hard transition for you?
Nah.
No?
I like, my dad was a coach my whole life, so it was like I was adapted to locker rooms and like being around players. You know what I'm saying? No matter what you're doing, I've been around players. Like, I gave my house up to guys when I was a kid, so I had a locker room when I was 13, 14. Like, you know what I'm saying? So going to different spots, you just learn how to respect people. Like, it's the game. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is in everybody's family. The youngest go get the pop. Mm-hmm. The oldest tell the youngest what to do. And you happy no matter if it's 2 days. Mm-hmm. You might be 2 days older than me. That he happy. You got to go get it. I need it. So that type of stuff goes into locker rooms. Respect the culture. So when I went in, I just respect the culture. And the faster that you respect the culture, the easier it is. No matter who you are, you can be the first round draft pick, you can be the number one pick. Somebody did that already in that locker room. Somebody got more money than you. Somebody got thrown in the hot tub already. Somebody got popcorn in their car. It didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? It's part of why we are elite, why you are in the NFL or whatever sport it is. It's a brotherhood. So once you come in, I respect. If you know how to respect the next man, it's no problem. But if you don't know how to respect the next man, then it's a problem. Because that man got some respect that you don't have here. No matter where you go. No matter if you're the oldest guy and you get traded to the next one. Not saying you got to check in, but you got to figure out who is the guy around here. How we move. How this go. Who I need to talk to. But I can't come in and be I never figured that out. I won't know who the best guy to tape ankles or who to go to get rubbed down or what trainer to go talk to get them extra socks. Like, you get what I'm saying? So you got to respect the game, and once you start respecting it as a young guy, in whatever room you go in, then that older guy give you the key.
Mm-hmm.
That's also just being extremely aware, which a lot of people are not.
Yeah.
They don't understand how the room's moving,
Yeah.
where the heavy hitters are, and by observing and playing, it's just that's in business, that's in everything.
It's
though.
in everything.
But a lot of people don't operate that way. But you've continued to operate that way this whole time, which is why you're well received in every locker room and team, which makes a lot of sense.
Then it turns for you. Then you have to. Then they gonna ask you what to do.
Yeah, I love it. That's some real deal strategy right there. Articulating it to that level is good. Dude, I've never heard it said like that before.
Because you go from a pup to an adult. So you go from walking around sniffing to you getting sniffed on.
So going back to like this, like developing like a sense of like why you're, why you've lasted 14 years in the NFL. Like I feel like that gets glossed over a lot, or people don't even really think about it. So like, when did that even start for you? Like, when did you really start like thinking about like why do I want to stay in the NFL and keep playing?
My why started 8th grade year.
So straight from the beginning, then.
Straight from the beginning, because I had trouble in school. You know what I'm saying? So, watching different guys come up, do different things. When I got in the 8th grade, beginning of my 8th grade year, I was failing. And my dad was like, hey, son, you ain't going to be able to play for me. You know what I'm saying? And then things struck. Like, damn, I ain't going to be able to play for
Talk.
Yeah. It wasn't even no hard talk. It was because he been around so many athletes and so many guys that he didn't have no problem with saying different things. Mm-hmm. And I ain't had no problem receiving it because of what I have seen, what I was growing up in.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I was a mascot for Glenville.
Mm-hmm.
I've been going to Glenville since I was 2. Like, 8th grade, when I got out of school, I went to every school surrounded by Glenville. So when I got out, either somebody came from Glenville to pick me up, or I walked to Glenville and knocked on the door. So I knew every principal, When I walked my first day at Glenville, they said, "Hey, Little Ted." That wasn't new. Like, you get what I'm saying? So my why started when I was in the 8th. I went to Collinwood, a rival school, and they had a middle school. And 8th grade, my father told me that. When I turned it around, and I ran track that year for my middle school, which didn't win anything. Like, didn't win anything they whole career.
Yeah.
And I turned around and ran track with them that year and put myself on the map as the top 400 runner in the 8th grade.
Mm-hmm.
When I was running like 58, 57. You know what I'm saying? And then I got to the 9th and I caught mono on 9th grade. So I missed the whole football season.
Oh, wow.
So I missed the whole football season. So I played basketball, which I played JV, but it was cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know?
It's a big deal.
And then I was the guy in track. So after my freshman year, I came in 8th in the 110s in the nation. I came in 8th. No, I was 9th for the 400 after my freshman year.
What'd you run your freshman year in the 400?
Might have been like 51, 52. One like
He said, damn.
I mean,
As a freshman though, like
as a
as a freshman, it's legit.
but I came in 8th. So, our times was different than it is now. Like,
Yeah, that's another. Yeah, that's a good point.
now a lot of kids got examples in front of them. When we was coming up, we didn't have no examples. Our examples was what somebody was trying to tell us, a dream. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I had to tell a kid before, like, I didn't have nobody to look up to. And then the one person that I did look up to gave me everything. That was Chris Chambers. But he was from us. You know what I'm saying? So that wasn't like he was a uplift guy, but that was my brother. Like I knew you were supposed to do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? So the why just started so long ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It just been like my feeder.
Yeah.
And then me being able to get the school going. Then I had now I got the AAU stuff going. You know what I'm saying? And then now I got guys everywhere just through the brotherhood of the NFL that respects me for who I was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Never no phony acting type guy. Gonna keep it real with you. I can have a good time with you.
Yeah.
Me and my wife, we'll party with you. We can sit down and be real with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't had the best marriage or, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's all in the same. But we've been together 20 years.
Yeah.
So we done fought the fight to be who we want to be. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of whys in there.
Well, you can't last that long without being real, I feel like, right?
And,
yeah.
And like being an impact for like the young kids like that. Like just a quick story. Whenever I was in like third grade, my brother worked on the grounds crew at the field. And he took me in the locker room, and I tried on your shoulder pads. I was in third grade, and you were literally one of my favorite players. But I had it on. I'm like, I'm fucking taking shoulder pads. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna lie, like that's why like I like pushing my high school career, so I could be the guy for like my hometown. Yeah. That's why
same.
I enjoy being on the table. So there could be some other kid right now listening to this who's
in tune to you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so.
Cole did all the graphics for for the camp. For the camp.
Okay.
So that's why we call him the graphic gangster.
Okay.
Yeah, so but having that impact of like trying to give back to the kids, like that's what my end goal is. I want to educate on how did I make the graphic for this camp. Like so that's what I'm trying to do.
Well, giving back is just being you.
Yeah.
Like you can't change who you are to try to give back. Like it's impossible because they're not gonna receive it the same.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
And I mean, like, and you really never know who's like watching or paying attention. Like, just how, unless like you'd have never known it. Like, I tried to shoulder. That's funny shit. But like that was like literally like I'll never forget it. Like, it was like.
But that's why I'm here.
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
why. That's the why.
Yeah.
That you motivate somebody, not from your city, not from your color. Whatever it is, you motivate the world.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And once you start understanding that I can learn something from you, I can learn something from you, you can learn something from me to make this table be what it is. It's all about pieces. Mm-hmm. He can have his own podcast, but without you running this, doing this, and doing this, you can't have the podcast that you have.
It's a team.
So team always been big with me. Like, all the time, you know. So right now I'm with the team. You know, I'm here to support my brothers. One that really been there day one, seen everything. We done fought, argued, cried, went through things. You know what I'm saying? And then one that I told him that if you do this, you do that, and that's Braxton. You gonna be great. And then to see both of them being able to come out here and put a program together like this, why wouldn't you want to be a part of it?
Yeah. And that's the support that you feel around the league from a lot of guys too, right? Like that's what the brotherhood is about.
That's what the brotherhood is about. It's just that the Ohio State just stands out.
Yeah.
You know?
So sick. The not having really like you said something earlier about somebody to look up to, like you could be that guy, right? You thought whenever I was we're both from the same area, the Ohio Valley. I grew up, 20 years ago down there. It's like there's no one really doing fitness. Like everybody's a coal miner or a steel worker. I'm living in this trailer with my mom. She'd barely be able to pay the rent. And I'm like, I want to do workout. Like I want to be a personal trainer. And it was like so obscure. And no one was like, well, how are you going to make money doing it? I just remember I never had that person I could be like, but the internet hadn't started yet, right? Or it kind of started, you know what I'm saying? There's no social media. You're talking like I graduated high school in 97, so it's like 98. I'm like, I wanted to be the person that could be like, that can happen. So in my own way, outside of being an athlete, I guess fitness has its own athletic stuff, but the reality is like that was my big kind of why. Because I'm like, man, I can get out of here from the valley for these schools, these people that they can be like, well, that dude did it. Same thing when I go back to things, high school stuff, whatever. It's like, oh, he was right there. I see him on Instagram. I see these things have gone well. I see that he does what he loves to do. And I think that right there was the ultimate. And then through that, I knew I could change generations of my family from financial IQ, wealth, education, all of those things, right? That wasn't there for me. And it's like that stuff really never goes out. So that's why I try to explain to people, like, they're like, why you still want to get up? Why are you still doing this? Why are you still trying to play? Why are you trying to play year 15? There's like a fire there that's so deep that people don't understand that they really can't you know what I'm saying? And
tough,
so I'm hearing it when you're talking because I feel it the same way.
That's just like you had a guy, Marshawn Lattimore and Justin Hardy.
Mm-hmm.
Had a guy, Shane Wynn, Jerome Elliott. Like, these are like 4 guys that played underneath my father that's 10 years younger than me. And I was able to play with them after having conversations with them. Like, bro, you can play in the NFL? Like, bro, you the number 1 guy right now. You could be lining up against me one day. To be going to going to New Orleans. Sean Payton come downstairs when I first got there. He said, you know Marshawn, don't you? I said, yeah. He a 2-ball. Because Marshawn was the deuce after me at Glenville. If you go down that history, since I left from Glenville, every 2-ball that went to the league. Now we got a couple of babies right now with Christian Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
That's at Cincinnati. We got another one, D'Angelo Dog, D'Angelo Bentley. His little brother just went to Air Force.
Okay.
So them are 2 babies. Outside of that, D'Angelo Bentley played for the Patriots. Christian Bryant played for L.A. and Arizona. Marshawn Lattimore in the league.
Yep.
I'm in the league. Who after me? Oh, we shut it down after me for like till Christian got there.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't like there was nobody after me to
have those talks with.
Yeah. Like I used to pick Christian up from school when he was in the 3rd grade.
That's crazy.
like I was in like the 12th, and I just go get him out of school. Like, I'm here to get him.
Yeah.
His mama come look for him after school. He'd be with me. We'd be running, working out, kicking it. Like, so to have Sean Payton walk up to me and say, you know that dude? I said, yeah, I know him. He said, man, I'm a drafty. And if you pull a hamstring, I'm going to punch you in the face.
He looks like he's fun to play for, Ted.
Great
Yeah.
guy.
You can see it.
And I took that as a challenge because I did what I always wanted to do. Be in a position to set the next person up and still get something out of it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So when he got there, I set him up with a masseuse, chef. This how I go. You know, right now, I got to do this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Put him on a regimen. Put him on now you off and rolling. Now he gonna go do 10 years.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? Then I get Justin Hardy right after the cuts. They come downstairs. Justin Hardy played for your dad. Ooh. And I say, get him. Because that's my little brother. Like, they all my little brothers, but get him. Because his story way crazier than me and Marshawn's. You get what I'm saying? So, for him to be having an opportunity and I can say something about it, oh, yeah.
It's worth all that work.
It's worth it. My whole everything. Then that year, Marshawn the number 1 corner. I'm the 2nd receiver. Like,
yeah.
And Justin Hardy was the number 1 special team person on our team.
Love it.
For the next 3 years, we rocked out. Now, Justin with the Jets. Marshawn about to have a big-time contract coming up. Hope he get it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? and then I could go on off in the sunset.
But when that question was asked and you knew, because you've been waiting on it, this is the position that I've been working all these years for, had to feel amazing.
It had to feel amazing. Then right after that, I got Shane Wynn to come in on practice squad. So when he come in, I go upstairs to my wife and I say, "Hey, baby, you know, we was renting a house out in New Orleans." And I'm like, "Man, don't nobody even go in that room. Like, we stay here 2 years and the kids don't even play in the room."
You're selling it.
So I'm like, "Hey,
I can see the setup."
he ain't making no money
Yeah.
to go pay even $1,000 in rent. So had to pay $25,000 or $3,000 in rent. He practicing for no reason."
Yeah.
So I gave him the room.
It's cool.
So he stayed with us, and it helped us out because you got an inside babysitter now. You know, you got different things that work out that you probably didn't think about, but it worked out. So
good.
I've just been happy and been blessed to be able to stay around the game, to be able to help my kids coming up, help the kids that's already in the league, and the ones that's to come.
Yeah, that's amazing. What's next for you then, Ted?
I'm in Florida,
Yeah.
so I stay in Mid-Mar. You know, I bought the house when I first got drafted. My kid's birthday is on the 29th. They'll be 11, a boy and a girl. And I got a 4-year-old girl. And
Fun years.
I'm off in a win.
Yeah.
Like,
So you hung them up? You done?
I'm looking for the right opportunity,
Yeah.
but if I don't find it,
Sure. You're not stressing it if it don't come then.
I'd have had a great career. And like I tell my wife, you know, and different people that ask me, like, how you could just be, like, how it's not bothering you? And I just say, like, I did everything I wanted to do. I have no regrets.
Love it.
I was never out there to make it for the money. You don't never start out here for the money.
Yeah. It's true.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I was just happy that I was blessed to get some money out of playing a game that I started off as a kid.
Yeah.
So that was another reason why I wanted to keep going, because I didn't really have another secondary deal at that time.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, what is it that you really want to go do that's not as fun as this? But it's a job, and it gets stressful, but it's still a joy that on Sunday, like, you the man.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like, around the world, no matter, you don't know who looking at you.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to miss that.
Yeah.
I'm going to miss the locker rooms and hanging out. You know, as far as, like, in the locker rooms, it's just, you know, it's just a different species in there. Like,
Yeah.
you know, you walking in, he hurting like I'm hurting. But we know we got to go.
Yeah.
And now we know that we can look at each other for a little bit of support. Where, you know, you get in the real world sometimes when you be looking for support.
Yeah.
Ain't like, I don't want to hang on that. But we a team no matter what. Because if I fall, you going to be mad that I fail.
That's where a lot of guys struggle when they leave the league that don't play near as long, but with the college and high school experience and some of the pros is like, don't have the structure of practice, don't have the locker room and the banter, don't have the team. We got a group at 4 a.m. We train at 4 a.m. Monday through Friday, and there's a group about 20 deep. You play with Mo Lee, obviously? Yeah, Mo Lee's in our group. So we got like some ex-NFL guys, college guys, a bunch of D3, just really good lifters that play. But it's like, still got a locker room, you still got practice, you still got that. People don't realize how much they miss that. You know what I mean? And that's something we still have from age group of 18 years old. There's guys in their 50s still, because they can still show in. Mo can come in and still bench 365 and do whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like it still gives you that.
But well, they say you leave from the locker room to the golf area.
Yeah, that's true. That's the new locker room.
That become your new locker room. You go out and you try to find that great country club to give you that support.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So what I tried to do was...
What the hell is that? You hear that?
Yeah.
It's the PA system.
Oh, I was about to say. Sorry, Ted.
Really good. So what I tried to do was take Ginn and Lee
there you
create my locker room.
That makes sense.
Where I got my babies, all my best friends, all, you know, kind of the big-time players or coaches or kind of, you know, older guys that, you know, want to be in that deal.
Hell yeah.
You know, now I'm creating my own locker room there to where we all moving to move these kids in the right direction. You know what I'm saying? So I'm cool. I'm happy. I guess I get into real estate.
Yeah. I have a feeling we might still see you on Sundays. Hey, this was a great episode of the Roundtable. I'm your boy Cory G, at Small Arms Danny, Teddy Ginn Jr., at Trey Speed, and the graphic gangster himself, Cole Susac. We are out.